Welcome to the StarX podcast, where we're solving for sci-fi. My name is Mike.
My name is Jenae.
And right now, X equals...
Gate.
Right. So this is the first episode of our sci-fi rewatch podcast. And we're starting with Stargate SG-1. And because it's one of our favorites.
It is one of our favorites. Big fans. And we've been watching it for years.
Years we have. And we want to obviously do all kinds of sci-fi because we love all sci-fi.
Yeah.
But we're starting with this because it's our favorite.
It is our favorite. It's kind of the show that got us into it even more.
Yeah.
Like the sci-fi genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I mean, we did always kind of like it, but...
We did, but we hadn't even really explored some of the other stuff. And
yeah, mostly it's probably just like watching sci-fi movies and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then we kind of, so we like it. Well, maybe we should explain how we
got into it.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's explain that.
Well, we're married.
Yeah. Been married a long time, since the 1900s.
Yeah. 1900s.
So for your young ones out there, it seems like we're really old, but we're not.
The last century. So, well, do you want me to go first?
Sure. Yeah, you go first. We have kind of different versions of the story of how we got into SG-1.
Yeah. Okay. So
how we remember.
Because it really did start with me. So
yes, it did. So go.
Okay. Well, it all started with an elliptical machine.
The goddamn elliptical machine.
Yeah. For you, it is definitely a goddamn elliptical machine.
We'll get into that.
So we bought an elliptical machine. Mm-hmm. I guess it was around 2009-ish. It was around 2009. We bought it at Costco because I think it was like probably January. They go on sale. Mm-hmm. And we were in that. We're in a exercise mode. So we bought one.
Like everyone is in January.
Yeah. So we bought that. And so at the time we worked from home and our schedules were a little different where I started a little earlier or something and you would work later in the day than me. Mm-hmm. So I would get off work and get on the elliptical machine.
Right. Because I think I was going to school at the time.
Yeah.
So I think I was adjusting to that schedule. Yeah.
Right. So I got off work and I just go get on the elliptical machine. And way back then, we still had regular cable. So it wasn't like, no streaming or anything like that.
Yeah, no streaming. I think we had TiVo, stuff like that at the time, right?
We had some kind of DVR, not exactly TiVo, but like you could record.
But that was about it. Yeah, there was no streaming.
Yeah. So I would just flip on the TV and whatever was on at that time, I just tried to find something to watch while I was,
being an overachiever on the elliptical machine.
Yeah. And so it just happened to be that at that time they were running episodes of Stargate Atlantis, which was currently airing at the time. And it was like, I guess in season 5 by then. And they were the ones that, that probably had aired like a couple days before, and then they'd throw it on in a rerun just in a time slot in the middle of the day. So it was a recent episode. And so I just started watching those and I was like, man, these are pretty good.
Right.
I was getting into it. And, obviously we're into season 5 at that point. So it's like, it's already a pretty established show. So the characters and everything, but I was hooked.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that I was on the elliptical and watching it, and you were already annoyed with the fact that I was doing all that.
I
couldn't.
Was not working out. So let's just be real here. He was just, I was just annoyed that he's being an overachiever. He's working out and then he's watching the show and he's trying to tell me about the show. And I just was like, all right, whatever. I don't care. You suck. Just kidding.
No, that was basically it.
Yeah.
It was like it was pretty much as soon as I tried to talk to you about it, it was just your eyes would just glaze over.
Yeah.
It'd just be like staring off into space like.
Well, and sometimes he talks about stuff, that I'm just not really into. And, you know that when you start to kind of glaze over a little, like you're just like, all right, another sci-fi thing or something.
Probably married people.
Yeah.
Of any stripe can relate to that.
Like I was listening, but I wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah. Do you want me to go into how I remember?
Well, I'll.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me finish.
Okay.
So then also at that time we had, back in the day, Netflix and Blockbuster was the service we used. It wasn't like, Netflix now it's all streaming. It's a streaming service. But before, originally it was like, get on their website and have them send you DVDs.
They mailed them. And we thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Like mailed in.
It was revolutionary.
DVDs. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And Blockbuster was doing it at the time too. They tried to start doing it.
Yeah, that's how we did it, was with Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Because it was like the...
Wait. Moment of silence for Blockbuster.
Right, because it was right at the end of their...
Moment of silence for Blockbuster. Okay.
So it was right at the end of their, like, trying to stay relevant.
Yeah.
So they kind of got into that.
They
tried. It didn't work, obviously.
Yeah.
Because, Netflix, it didn't even work for Netflix. They had to turn into a streaming service.
Mm-hmm. Did we ever do Netflix?
We never did Netflix. We only used the Blockbuster service.
Okay.
But we did sign up for Netflix as soon as they started streaming.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we've had Netflix back from when it was like $7 a month. Do you remember when it was $7 a month?
And when there was like really
nothing on it,
like a lot of B movie stuff on there.
Yeah, nothing. It wasn't even
not
worth,
like how it is now.
It wasn't even worth like $7 a month back then.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so go on.
So anyway, so what I did is I would get the first season of Stargate Atlantis because I'm like, well, I like this show. Let's see how it all started, and because at the time, when TV shows would air, you'd have to wait like a year for them to get the DVDs, practically, before they would be released. So I'm like, well, let's watch season 1, or I wanted to watch season 1. I didn't know if I'd be able to get you to watch it, but so you get it 3 or 4 of them, and then you'd watch them, and then send it back, and then you could get more, and so I was able to kind of talk you into. Oh, okay. So probably what happened is there was a time where we had no other shows to watch. There was nothing you know what I mean? There was nothing on. And so I was kind of able to kind of twist your arm into watching Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I only remember you really bringing it up a couple times. It wasn't like you were constantly...
Oh, well, I mean,
telling me like we need to watch this show or anything. I do remember you.
I wasn't trying to annoy you.
I do remember you watching it and kind of mentioning it, that you liked it. And then I remember my memory is, and I've said this before, like when there was one day you were getting something done on the car, and you were in the waiting room and you were watching Stargate, but I don't know, was it SG-1?
Yes.
Right. But you thought that looked dumb.
Yeah. So way back
at the time.
Yeah. We were getting, I was at a store where, like, a car radio installation store.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for a car radio to get installed. Like, who does that anymore? Car radios, geez. But man, this is dating us big time. But they had a TV in the waiting room, and it was playing an episode of SG-1. And this was like way before all this other stuff happened. This was, when we were probably very first married. Like,
well, then why am I remembering that? Because I remember you calling me and telling me that we got to watch Stargate Atlantis or something.
No, well, so SG-1 was on then, but I remember, the thing I remember about then is not liking it because I thought it looked really like, the thing on Teal'c's forehead, the gold symbol, I thought it looked really cheesy.
Yeah.
And I was like, not into it.
Right.
But maybe because I just told you about it.
I think it was all around the same time because I think that's when I remember you telling me about Stargate Atlantis or that you were getting the DVDs. That's just what I remember.
Yeah, no, that happened way before, but it did happen. We did, because that was that old white Mazda we had. We didn't have a white Mazda when we lived in Saratoga Springs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I mean, obviously memory, but yeah, I mean, that was I do remember seeing it start SG-1 then. And it just, I mean, I didn't even watch the entire thing. It was just like, I saw just some parts of an episode that day.
Okay. That's just what I remember. But I do remember you getting the DVDs of Stargate Atlantis and asking if I'd want to watch it.
Yes.
And okay. Yeah. And then
that's how
it started. I mean, I remember I was doing some homework and stuff because I was still going to school and we were trying to watch it during that. And that's kind of how we started getting into it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it was one of those things where I didn't know if you were going to like it or not. I mean, we do typically like the same types of shows.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a few things that we differ on. But when I was watching what I had seen when I was just watching it while I was doing the elliptical, I thought you would like it. And, but I mean, obviously, it was going to take you.
Well, I was fighting a little bit.
Yeah.
I think because I was going to school and everything, it was like, I didn't want to have to get into something.
Yeah.
And so, and then him just kind of pushing it a little bit, I was being resistant, I was like, no, I'm not going to like this. I'm just going to, but when we started playing, I think the first couple episodes we watched and I thought, okay, it's not bad. And then I think we weren't watching them for, I don't know, a couple weeks or something. And then we had nothing else to watch because it wasn't like, you know how it is now. There's just so much to stream. There's always something to watch. But back then it was like once summer hit, there was no shows to watch. It was all reruns and things like that.
Right. Or even if shows went on hiatus for a month or two, if you were caught up, there was nothing to watch.
There was nothing to watch.
Yeah.
So then we decided you mentioned, I said, well, why don't we just watch Stargate?
Yeah. I honestly wasn't expecting you to want to.
Yeah.
And then, cause I remember fumbling around looking for another show cause I didn't want to have a fight. I was afraid that if I brought it up, you'd just get pissed and I was trying to, so I wasn't going to really force it, force it.
I wouldn't get pissed. I would be
you would have been
annoyed.
Well, you would have been annoyed.
Yeah.
If you weren't ready to be.
But I was the one, he had to wait for me to say it.
Yeah.
Let's watch Stargate.
Yeah. Totally. And I was like, yes.
And that's how it began.
So
those of you that don't know, though, Stargate Atlantis is
it's a spinoff
of SG-1.
Yeah.
So that's what we started watching.
Right. So that's what I was just going to explain.
Okay.
So what happened was I got the DVDs as far as we could get into that. And I think maybe it was season 3 or 4 because there were only 5 seasons of Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
And season 5 was just about to end. And we also found out it was being canceled. So we were pretty pissed. I remember being pissed about that.
We were upset about that.
Because
it was so good.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we liked it. And so we ran out of Atlantis. And at the same time, it kind of worked out where it was we're getting into summer and there's nothing on.
Nothing. Yeah.
And
there was some crossover of characters from SG-1 that were showing up in Atlantis. So we were like, you know what? Let's give it a try.
Yeah. And it just happened to work out at that time that we actually were like, well, maybe we should just start SG-1 since we already know we like Stargate. And that's kind of how, and I'll also say, our finances were a little tight back in those days, but we could afford like $10, and Walmart had put the seasons of SG-1 on sale for like $10 a season. So we go out, buy one for like $10,
watch the season,
watch them. A couple weeks later, go back, buy the next season. And we did that for like all 10 seasons.
Yeah. And we were hooked.
And I was just hoping that like they wouldn't take them off sale before we got through.
Yeah.
Before we got through all 10 seasons, because I was like, I kind of want. Eventually, I think we did actually buy a couple at a time just to make sure we could get them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, that's how we started. So we started watching them on the DVD for SG-1,
and we still have those DVDs.
We do. I thought,
that's not how we're watching them this time.
Right? Yeah, it's not how we're watching.
We do still have them.
Yeah, we're actually streaming them. So, and so just a side note, if you're going to watch along with us, definitely watch them along with like how they're streaming on Amazon Prime. So you could stream them on Amazon. If you follow along with the DVDs, at least season 1, I just found out the episodes are out of order. So if you're following along with this podcast, do the streaming route and we'll be in the same order. Yeah. So tip, I guess.
And what we love about Stargate and what just really got us hooked was just, I mean, everything about it, but we love a little bit of the campiness of it. It's lighter. They've got a little bit of drama, it's funny.
It's got some
good characters. Good humor. Yeah. So and then from then, when we first watched it for a while, for a few years, in summertime, when summertime would hit, we would stick those in and watch them all the way through again.
Yeah.
Like SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, and
sometimes like I remember we started with Stargate. Well, I mean Stargate, obviously SG-1, and we get through those, and then maybe like the next summer we go back and we start with Atlantis or something. We kind of would alternate them around.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, because it takes a while to get through 10 seasons of SG-1.
Yeah.
But So this is new to us doing this podcast, but we love the show so much and we thought it would be fun to talk about it. And, we've watched them so many times and it's been a few years since we've watched them over again. So it'll be fun to reconnect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now there's just so many shows. There's so much TV.
So much.
It's kind of hard to like make time to do this. So that's another reason we thought this would be fun, because it would kind of give us a reason to actually watch the show over again. And then we could, talk about it and stuff. And there's new Stargate coming. I've heard, which is pretty exciting.
It is exciting. I'll believe it when I see it, because I feel like there's always rumors of it, but
I think it's a pretty good bet that it's happening. I saw the guys. I actually saw a YouTube video where the guys who did, like, it was Brad Wright, and I think at least Brad Wright. I don't know who the other people were, but the showrunners of SG-1 and Atlantis, they're the ones talking about it. Saying
good.
That it is
I
coming.
hope so.
I mean, MGM is now owned by Amazon, and they're going to be on Amazon. So
good. I hope so.
I think we got
exciting.
A pretty good. Or maybe they'll put them on that MGM app. I don't know what they'll do. I don't know, but hopefully it'll be somewhere we can watch.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you keep us posted. Whatever you hear, let us know.
Right. So, should we get into the
let's get into episode? The first episode, Children of the Gods.
Children of the Gods. It aired on July 27th, 1997.
1997.
So that was a year before we got married.
Yeah. We almost made it to 2000. But
almost.
Got married in the 90s.
Yeah. Got married in the 90s. Directed by Mario Azzopardi. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce his name. That's my best guess. Written by Jonathan Glassner and Brad Wright. Also, they have Dean Devlin credited as a writer, but he was a writer on the movie. And, maybe we'll do an episode about the movie at some point. I will say we did watch it pretty recently, just to kind of, background. If you don't know anything about Stargate, it is based on a movie that came out in 1994 with a lot of these same, O'Neill and Daniel Jackson, Scar, a couple of the characters. It's sort of about that group of people.
So that's where this show is coming from.
Yeah.
It's like a continuation from the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes so much deeper in the show that it's almost, the movie is pretty hard. It's a little surface. The acting is fine.
It has Kurt Russell in it. It's okay. Well, it'll be fun to get into it maybe a little bit later in these episodes, just to kind of compare things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, totally. But I will say that Kurt Russell,
James Spader.
And James Spader. So Daniel Jackson,
remember if it was Spade
character was
or
James
Spader.
Spader.
Yeah.
And Kurt Russell is Jack O'Neill.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two characters from the movie that these guys are kind of coming in and replacing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, but yeah, it was a good movie. I do remember liking the movie, especially when I saw it way back in the day. After seeing all this Stargate over and over again, it was kind of like not as great because you kind of
because we're invested in
it's so much more well developed.
Right. There's a lot more depth now because they've been able to do all these episodes.
But don't get me wrong, the movie is good. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's just we're used to a different flavor of Stargate now. So, yeah. So do you want to read the?
Yeah, let's get into the summary here of the first episode. Stargate SG-1 begins with an emergency at Stargate Command when the long dormant Stargate is unexpectedly activated. Armed aliens pour through the gate, killing guards and abducting a female airman before retreating back through the wormhole. The attack proves that the alien threat believed to have ended with Ra is still very real. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So that whole cold open when they're in the gate room playing cards. Just these guys are just like, nothing ever happens here.
And of course, the woman is the one who notices.
Right. You're right.
Something's happening. The sheet's moving, and they're like, it's nothing.
Aren't you guys a little worried about this? We're good. Yeah, of course.
And she's the only one who's daring enough to go up when the gate turns on.
Yeah.
To go up to it.
Yeah.
To check it out.
And she's the one that gets taken.
Which I guess could have been a dumb decision because she gets taken.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know. Do we want to talk about that part at the goofs or talk about the dialing out right now? Like how did Apophis dial the gate? I have a note on
either
that.
way.
I mean, we've talked about this. Well, I don't know how recently I noticed this, but the last time we watched it when we were preparing for this episode recently, I noticed that Apophis, they basically come in, the gate shuts down, but the gate has to shut down anyway because it only goes one way. You can't go back through an open wormhole.
Right.
So the gate shuts down, but then all of a sudden when they finally decide to take her, the gates turn back on again, but they don't have a DHD in.
Yeah, like how did they dial out?
So the DHD, dial home device, that's the lingo. But it's, you'll see one when we get later on Abydos with Daniel Jackson where he is, where they're punching in the code,
that's the
DHD. That's the DHD. And there's not one on Earth. They have to use the computer to.
That's way up on the other level.
Yeah,
up in the
window. They have to go up to the control room, and they gotta So you think one of those Jaffa guards could go fire up Windows 98 and
they have the teleport power.
So anyway, it's a plot hole.
It's a goof.
It's a goof, yeah. but it's not something that I don't think I noticed it forever until recently.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And I think that scene they're just trying to show too that they have guards on this gate that nothing ever happens.
Yeah, and it's just a way to introduce a threat.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever thought too much about they weren't thinking that they were going to be nerds like us who just watch it over and over and over again, and all of a sudden notice a plot hole like that.
I know.
So, okay, go
Okay.
ahead. Okay, sorry.
In response, the Air Force recalls Colonel Jack O'Neill from retirement and reopens the Stargate program. O'Neill is ordered to lead a reconnaissance mission through the gate to check on Dr. Daniel Jackson, who has remained on the planet Abydos since the events of the original film.
Yeah.
So Ra is from the original movie.
Yeah.
They thought was the only threat.
Right. They originally Ra is the alien in the movie. And so they think that they're like, well.
And nobody knows that Daniel Jackson is on that other planet except for O'Neill and his team that were there.
Like Kowalski and Ferretti.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are the only guys who know.
Yeah.
And so, and Hammond, General Hammond is kind of, he's a little like suspicious.
He suspects, yeah, because they're bringing everybody back from that team,
and I'm sure they're all being a little cagey,
and they're all kind of looking at each other like, "What's going on? Why is everybody being interviewed? What's happening?" So you know something's going on.
Yeah,
yeah. And then when he brings in a bomb, Hammond brings in the bomb, and then
he's just gonna go blow everything up. Let's just take care of it.
Let's just take care of it now, and that you could see the panic on O'Neill's face,
like. Wait.
We lied.
Okay. So
we're coming clean.
Yeah. They got to come clean. So
he knows how to see. He has a simpler way of trying to see if Daniel Jackson is still alive.
The Kleenex box, right?
Yeah.
He throws the Kleenex box through, and that was their way of kind of communicating, and it works. So they It figures it out. So. They decide to send a team through, obviously, and that's when that's how they introduced Carter.
Yes,
Captain Carter.
Love Carter, Samantha Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They bring her in, and that her introduction's great. I mean,
it is great. There's a couple lines in there that she's given that's a little like little cringy.
Well. Like I kind of said to you that I think you could tell it was written by dudes.
Yeah.
They're trying to write for a woman, and it's, because I don't think would there ever be a woman that that would actually say, because my reproductive organs
I don't think so. And it sounds like, so yeah, that line is pretty funny when she says the reproductive organs thing. It's a little cringy, but I thought it was funny how like Kowalski's like, well, have you ever been in a F9, I don't even know what he says. Some kind
of like barrel roll with so many G's or
whatever.
And
she's like, yeah. Well, it's like that.
No, he says it's way worse than that.
It's way worse than that.
That's way worse than that.
And yeah, it's great because, Neil's annoyed because she's another scientist just like Daniel Jackson. And if you've seen the movie,
he's not a big fan.
He's not a big fan of the scientists. Yeah.
Though they kind of come to a pretty good understanding by the end of the movie, and even here you can sort of tell they're friends.
Yeah.
But he kind of is just their eggheads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, I'll continue on. When O'Neill arrives on Abydos, he explains the situation on Earth and delivers the unsettling truth: Ra was not alone. Others like him exist, and they now know Earth's location. Almost immediately after this revelation, Abydos is attacked by the Goa'uld system lord Apophis. His forces raid the planet and seize several humans as hosts, including Daniel's wife, Sharae, and Skara. And Skara's from the movie, too, that character and also the same actor.
Yeah, he's from the movie as well.
Yeah.
So original actor.
Is Sharae's character?
She's not.
Oh, okay.
She's not. She's a different person.
That's right.
Yeah. So you find out that, when they first get there, Skara, and you find out like in the movie that him and Skara and O'Neill they form a connection. Yeah, they're pretty close.
Yeah.
That happens in the movie.
And it's all with the background of Jack O'Neill.
Yeah, because
son.
in the movie you find out O'Neill's son accidentally shoots himself with his gun.
With O'Neill's gun.
With O'Neill's gun. Yeah. And he's obviously he's like racked with guilt over it. And his character in the movie is like super dark, and he's pretty much ready to, like, he's looking at this whole thing as a big suicide mission for him. Right. You know, he was going to basically blow himself up with everybody with the bomb. And that, if spoiler alert, sorry, if you haven't seen the movie, but you know, you'll find out that, I mean, obviously the things in the movie change him a little bit. He decides life is worth living, and all that.
he forms this connection with Skara, who's kind of like, it's like his surrogate son that he kind of like adopts, you know?
Yeah, he kind of thinks of him as like, and definitely a father figure. So
that's why he's so like happy to see him when they get through the gate on the first episode.
In fact, he completely ignores Jackson.
Yeah, he just walks right by him.
Goes right to Scar.
And of course, Jackson's like, I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah, exactly. And the one thing I did notice, because we did watch the movie recently, is Michael Shanks does a pretty good, like, he's kind of doing a little bit more of an impression of James Spader. Just a little bit. Yeah. He's doing it a little bit, but he's doing well.
He does
enough.
really well.
Yeah. And it's subtle enough to where he kind of phases out of it eventually, because he kind of makes him his own.
Comes into his own. Yeah. But he does that really well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is. I agree. Good, because O'Neill, I feel like, is Richard Dean Anderson is quite a bit different than.
I think so too. I think he's a little bit, but he's lighter. Yeah. He's, throwing out a little bit more of that humor, but that dry humor, which I think is perfect.
Right. I mean, maybe he's just had some therapy.
We'll just think that.
Kind of some therapy. So they're both taken.
Yeah, they're both taken to be Goa'uld hosts, Skara and Sheree.
Okay. Oh, right. So, the show originally aired on Showtime.
Yes.
And it aired for 5 seasons. I guess, 5 seasons, and then Sci-Fi picked it up.
5 seasons, really?
Yeah, I thought it was only like 1 or 2, but I looked it up and it said 5.
I thought it was like 1 episode.
No, I guess it aired for 5 seasons on Showtime.
Oh, wow.
Before they canceled it, and then
So Sci-Fi. That surprises me. There's only the nudity in the first episode.
Right. Yeah. So there's nudity in the first episode, when we were like, whoa. When we
well,
first
it was just surprising because we had watched Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah.
Which was way different.
We thought we were getting into like wholesome family entertainment. I mean, really, it's totally like.
Well, yeah, that's why we were surprised by it. Not that we're like against nudity or anything,
right?
But
it seemed weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
And it was. So there's nudity in this episode, and if you watch do
they still show it, or do they cut it out now?
Well, if you watch, like, they did re-release Children of the Gods as a movie, and they cut it out of that.
Oh, okay.
But if you still watch it, like, I think there's some nudity on the thing we saw. Yeah. I mean, there's just kind of like topless stuff. There was like full frontal.
It's all with Sharee.
Yeah.
And what was the lieutenant?
I don't know if there was anything with her. If there was, it was.
Oh yeah, I don't think there was, but it was. I'm just saying it was like just those kind of scenes a little bit.
Yeah, it was when the Goa'uld, they have Apophis trying to inspect them to see which Goa'uld which host the Goa'uld wants to take as his mate or whatever. Like full scene.
Yeah,
that happens. This is after they're taken. So. Yeah, so that whole thing happens, but it was the only time that they ever had nudity in the show. Like that. It's the only time, really weird.
I remember. So that's why it surprises me that it was on Showtime for 5 seasons.
Like,
I mean,
yeah, I originally thought that it was only for like one or 2 seasons, but then I looked it up and it said 5. But I think I saw that on Wikipedia, so that might be. I'll double check that just to make sure, but I believe it's 5 seasons. But yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So they've got Sharee there, and well, I guess it'll say in the summary. Let me just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Daniel chooses to return to Earth with O'Neill, determined to find a way to rescue Sha're. Back at Stargate Command, the military officially reactivates the program and begins assembling a permanent off-world exploration unit. O'Neill is placed in command and assigned a new team that includes Daniel and Captain Samantha Carter, a scientist brought in to help bridge the gap between alien technology and Earth's understanding of it. Ferretti can recall the gate address symbols that Apophis dialed when leaving Abydos, and the team travels through the Stargate, soon encountering Apophis's stronghold. There they witness the reality of Goa'uld rule, humans enslaved, used as hosts, and discarded without hesitation. One of Apophis's top commanders, Teal'c, begins to question his loyalty after seeing Apophis indiscriminately murder the host body of the airman that was taken at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, so that's kind of the whole part where they show all the nudity and everything. That's the whole thing with
right. Okay,
the
got
Goa'uld.
it.
Yeah, so I jumped in a little early with the whole nudity part. So
that's all right. It's kind of all right there because
yeah.
there it's bringing in Captain Samantha Carter, but already mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, so Teal'c is the planet that they go to, and
where Sha're and then we're taken to. Yeah. That's where Teal'c's from.
Yeah, they figure that out.
And this isn't the first time seeing Teal'c. I mean, we're kind of seen him a couple times.
Yeah,
he's the one that takes his.
He's like number one. He's the first prime of Apophis. He's like the number one guy.
Keeps asking about what are these guns? How are you getting these guns?
Well, yeah. So that when they get captured, that's when he's definitely asking some questions. But when they get to Teal'c, this is another interesting thing I think is about the show, like the foreign language aspect, where with other shows like Star Trek and all that kind of stuff, they have like a universal translator.
Yeah.
But in this show, they don't ever really address that, and they pretty much speak English everywhere except for on Abydos, where Daniel Jackson's been living, where they speak like a dialect of ancient Egyptian, which is all in the movie. And then on Teal'c, where these guys are those priest guys that they run into on,
but only a few people, because Skara could speak English.
Right. Skara kind of learns English. Remember?
Yeah.
He's kind of learning it from Daniel.
But yeah, it's kind of like they pick and choose.
Yeah, but after that, they never really, I don't think they ever really do anything.
It's mostly like,
it's all just sort of
just English.
Everybody speaks English in
Let's
the galaxy.
Just speak English.
Yeah. Which is fine. I get it. I mean, it's like it's just a technicality.
They could have tried to explain something with that, but that's all right.
Yeah. I mean,
it's Stargate.
It's not a big deal. But there's another good Carter part when they're walking down towards the Apophis' stronghold, and they're kind of making small talk, and Daniel's like, or Carter's like trying to get to know Daniel.
Asking about how you met Sha're.
How did you guys meet? And then, of course, O'Neill's already trying to. He knows that he's going to trigger her by just going, "She was a gift." The way he says it, which is,
"She was a gift," and then Daniel says something like,
he goes into this whole like anthropological explanation about how, actually she was, and because of the High Council of whatever.
And the fact, and it's so like in the background because she's like, "And you accepted," and then it like goes to the next scene. But it's just so funny. It just was like totally shows the two of them.
Yeah,
pretty good right there for just that.
Yeah, it was just subtle character building.
Yeah, it was. It was perfect.
It was really good. Yeah.
And same with when they run into those priests and everything, and just Daniel Jackson just ignoring O'Neill's orders.
Just
like,
never listens to him.
Never listens to him and just like, I'm just going to go and talk to these people.
Yeah. It's
so
funny.
it's good. Good introducing the team dynamics.
Yeah.
Okay, so during the chaos of the mission, Teal'c turns against Apophis and helps O'Neill, Carter, and Daniel free prisoners and escape the stronghold, and then through the gate back to Earth while under attack from Apophis's forces. So
that's when Teal'c starts to kind of when they're all in the jail, and Teal'c starts to kind of realize the whole, well, these guys have weapons, and looking at their Casio watch.
Well, it's kind of like through the whole episode, it's been like lightly showing that he's like questioning things, or like, I don't really like what they just did to
this blonde
when they
lady.
killed the airman lady.
Yeah. So it's kind of giving him a little bit of, and then so like Jax makes the we can help these people, and he makes it he says
you're the first one to believe I could do it, or that you could do it.
At first I believe I can do it. Many have said that or something. And so then he throws the staff weapon, and somehow he just knows how to fire it.
I know. You think that O'Neill would look at it for a second, like, wait, what buttons do I push?
Where's the button
he just
on this
knows
thing?
immediately.
Yeah. And he goes and he shoots it. I guess,
Point shoot.
Just
all, like a gun.
All weapons in the galaxy are the same.
It's all the same.
It's all the same. But yeah.
So in the midst of the escape, we see that a Goa'uld parasite infects Kowalski. Right. When Teal'c comes through the gate, everyone is alarmed because they think he is the enemy. O'Neill has to clarify that Teal'c saved their lives, and if he has anything to say about it, Teal'c should become a member of SG-1. General Hammond says that the decision may not be up to him, and they head off to do a debriefing.
And General Hammond's like, son, that decision might not be up to you.
Son? General Hammond's a great character.
Yeah, he's good.
This is pretty much the introducing of
the team.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And we know obviously Teal'c is going to become a member of SG-1.
Right. But
they gotta get
They gotta do their stuff, do the debriefing.
But the end of the episode, it's like so Michael Jackson Thriller, where they do that final shot on Kowalski, and his eyes like light up, and it's, I don't know if it paused.
Does he even turn?
Yeah, I don't know if he paused. I don't know if it was a freeze frame or not. I can't remember, but it was like
it just
dun,
pauses.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, dun dun dun.
And it's like you can hear Vincent Price laughing in the background, practically.
Yeah,
from Michael Jackson Thriller. But yeah, so yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. It's a longer episode just because it was the pilot. I think it's about an hour.
It's like 2 episodes almost smushed together. Like
right.
It's like I think it's like hour and a half.
That's right. So like a movie.
It's
so
like a movie,
yeah, it goes on. It's a longer episode.
It is,
but it's good. It's a good intro and stuff to coming from the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
A few years later.
Yeah. Oh, it was good. So
we thought we'd try to do a couple things with these episodes. We're gonna have trivia and goofs. So we'll give you a little bit of trivia about the episode and some goofs.
Yeah. And this is our like internet research. Most of the stuff we just find on IMDb. Yeah. But it's a good place to find stuff like this. So
it's interesting stuff that I never knew.
The almighty Google, I guess, too. But yeah, so should we just kind of go through them?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll do the first one.
Okay.
So in the movie, Jack O'Neill's son, they have his name as Tyler, but they changed it to Charlie in the TV show. I don't know why they would have done that, or they just didn't do any research, but
I know it's kind of funny that is something that they feel that they need to change or something,
or they just sort of forgot. What's his name again?
Charlie. Let's just say Charlie.
It's like me going, it aired on Showtime for 5 seasons, you know, like sure, yeah.
Let's see the next one. Amanda Tapping ad-libbed the MacGyver line when reading for the part, which clinched the role. All right. So if you don't know, Jack O'Neill, which Richard Dean Anderson was MacGyver.
The OG MacGyver.
Yeah, OG MacGyver. And when was that? In the 70s or 80s? 80s.
It was on when I remember it was on when I was like in elementary school.
Oh, so I was like a baby.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
He is older than me a little bit.
By like a couple years. But yeah, I remember I didn't see a lot of it, but I saw some and I liked it. You know, I
never watched it.
Yeah. I mean,
but I knew of it.
It was always the same thing. You know, he'd always have some cool scientific way to solve whatever the problem of the episode.
Together. Yeah.
Put something together to
because we did watch the newer one that came out.
Yeah. We did the newer one. So yeah, so she said MacGyver, and that
Yeah,
know.
one of the lines she says, "I MacGyvered it" or something.
Yeah, well, she's talking about it was when she's talking about like we we did all these things. Oh, right, the stellar drift stuff that when they're talking about like we did all these things like to MacGyver the thing to get we tried all kinds of, and we could only get to Abydos when they were dialing, so it was all they did a whole bunch of like
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And didn't
So-
they change that though when they re-released it? They took out the MacGyver line.
Yes, that's in
Oh, is that
that's
in the trivia? Oh,
but
sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
that's all right. So
Where is it? Oh, right here. 2009, they made final cut of the movie in memory of Donis Davis, which is General Hammond, changed the MacGyver line and removed the nudity.
yeah, I
I
know they
wonder why
changed it. They changed it to
the
Jerry
MacGyver.
Rig. Huh?
I wonder why they changed that. You think it was rights or something?
I don't know. I mean, it would have been like maybe a rights issue with like CBS, but I can't imagine that it would
that's weird.
matter. I can't. I mean, it's just a character name.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, do you want to do the next one? Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, I know. So Sharae, they changed the pronunciation of her name because Michael Shanks couldn't pronounce the way that they had her name in the movie, which is
Yeah.
her name was like Shar. I can't even pronounce it, so I don't even.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't remember her name being.
Yeah, all I can think of is Sharae.
Yeah, I can't remember how it was in the movie either. But
yeah. Well, I don't think it was in the movie.
Oh, her name was in the movie.
Oh, her name was in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, she was a gift. Like so we knew her name. James Spader said her name at least once. You know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, but different actor.
Oh well, that's
Yeah, different actor, but
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, same character.
Let's see. Last trivia we've got here: Cheyenne Mountain entrance footage is actual footage of the real place. So when they're showing like that tunnel to Cheyenne Mountain, that's actual. It's a real place.
Yeah, it's in Colorado.
Yeah,
Cheyenne Mountain Complex.
Yeah,
yeah. I think they closed it. I think they closed it down.
Did they?
Yeah, recently. Well, not recently, but since the show went off the air. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's get into some goofs. We've got a few here. When they are fleeing at the end, Teal'c uses the term Stargate instead of Chapa-I. Chapa-I? Chapa-I?
Chapa-I.
Chapa-I. Yeah, he shouldn't, the term Stargate.
Yeah. Stargate is not a word that the Jaffa would know. Yeah. So, yeah. Writing thing,
Yeah.
Maybe it was even an editing. Maybe it was something he even made a mistake with it, and then they just whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, so the whole conversation when they're talking about when they're on Abydos for the first time, and Daniel takes them over to that room that has all the different Stargate addresses up on the walls and stuff. It doesn't really make sense that he was saying he tried all these addresses and none of them worked. And because they end up going all over the place, and they're using he's using an actual DHD, because the idea is, so Carter goes into this whole thing about, stellar drift, which means all the stars and everything are expanding, and they're kind of getting out of range, and they're outside of where their calculations should be, but this is going deep. But the DHD should compensate for all that. So he should have been able to go fire up the Stargate to any one of those places. Whereas
it should have worked for him.
It should have worked for him, but the Earth Gate, it makes sense that it wouldn't work because they needed to like update their calculations to compensate for the stellar drift. So yeah, well, it's a plot hole. Let's just say it's a plot hole. It's science. It's science.
Interesting.
Science.
Let's see the next one. Teal'c. Oh, his gold marking on his forehead is upside down a couple times.
Yeah.
I think we noticed that a few times
in the series. I didn't notice it in this episode, but we have noticed it.
Yeah, or it's
before.
cricket or something.
Yeah.
Daniel bumps the DHD and it wobbles.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, and the tissue box color is different. When it goes through, it's one color, and when he throws it back, it's a
It's a
different
different
color.
color.
So they clearly couldn't find the same tissue box. You know.
All the different ways that they are thrown through the grate. Oh yeah. That's what's so funny is how like they're coming through the gate. They're just like being like ejected out like crazy or they look frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a carryover from the movie, but it's funny how it's inconsistent in this episode.
Yeah. Because sometimes you see O'Neill just walking through it, but everybody else is like, oh, I'm going to throw up. Like they've been like thrown through or something.
Yeah. And then I know that at some point, Carter explains that they fixed that just by tweaking some
She
settings.
does. Yeah. They actually
so they can just go walking through,
yeah,
you know?
we're all good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah. That's all that we had for goofs and some trivia.
Yeah. So we're also, the other two things we're going to do is we're going to do an Indeed count because that's Teal'c's word. And also every time Teal'c says Indeed, we're going to count it. But right now the Indeed count is 0 because he hasn't said it yet, but he will.
Right.
We don't know when it starts, but.
Well, we'll keep the count.
Yeah, it's still.
And the
0.
other one we'll count is O'Neill says for crying out loud so many times. So we'll also do that episode count. And this time
we're at 2.
2.
Oh, for crying out loud, 2. So, and that's so we're going to keep count as we go along. That's just kind of a fun thing. I'd be curious myself to see where. So we're going to keep a count for each episode and then add it. We'll tally it up. So for a total season or series total.
Yeah. So, and then we want to end too with like a line of the episode that we enjoyed or that was good or that we thought was funny or whatever.
The best line of the episode.
And what the episode will be called. So this one, should we do it together or you want to start?
Well, you just have to. I think, isn't it just? It's just this one, right? I just wrote it out. I know.
Let's act it out, yo.
Oh, I don't really, because I don't know all the. Okay, well, she was a gift, and then Daniel says something like, "Well, she's actually blah 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 from the elders of Abydos or something."
That was horrible.
Yeah,
but the actual line of the episode is, "And you accepted."
Hey, I told you I didn't like
blah 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 blah. What is
I didn't write it all out. I wasn't planning to put my acting.
But we love
on.
That line. And you accepted.
And you accepted. Yeah.
How dare you?
So
yeah.
That
was the first episode.
That was the first episode. So yeah. Thanks for watching. And if you
and listening.
Yeah, or listening. If you want to subscribe, this podcast should be at any place you can get podcasts. And our email address, starx@groovydane.com is going to be our email address. If you ever have any questions or want to send us any commentary, we would love to hear from you.
Yeah, we would love it. Follow along and watch along with us. It's such a great franchise.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, so let's see. I already forgot my sign-off line.
Sign-off line.
Or sign-off line. I'll memorize it.
Sign-off and hit it.
Hit it. So until next time, keep solving for X.
Good job.
And we're out.
And we're out.